Nerdy Scribbler. Hello and welcome back to the Nerdy Scribbler. As always, I'm your host, Anthony D'Elia. Today I'll be continuing my Inktober drawings and short stories. If you like what you see here today, consider subscribing to the channel and giving the video a like. But for now, stay tuned for your Nerdy Scribbler's scribble session. So here we are in part 2 of the Inktober drawing extravaganza. If you missed part 1, you can check that out by clicking the card above. Now on to the drawings. First up, we have Cruel. Within the locked confines of the Iron Maiden, yells of pain and anguish managed to seep through its clamped surface. Blood began leaking from within and pooling at the floor. After the screams silenced, the door to the device opened up. A corpse lay motionless as the headpiece atop the satanic sarcophagus grinned maliciously. Next is Whale. A whale swam along the inky waters. Its skin turned black from years within the abyssal ocean. It now sprays from its blowhole nothing but ink. Poachers need not hunt this depressed creature, for where else in the world would we get the lifeblood of our pens? Next up is Guarded. A small light illuminates the shackled door. A door bound so securely nothing could possibly get in. Boards keep the door from opening, and chains keep the handle from turning. All who pass by this forgotten room feel nothing but fear. Beneath the door the shadows dance. Faint laughter can be heard within. Do you hear the knocking? Step closer. Now we have Clock. Wonky hands spin along the clock's surface. Faster and faster they spin until they become nothing but blurs as they transform the Roman numerals around the clock. The number 13 appears along the clock face. The clock begins trembling. Its face cracks and hands reach from behind to steady it as it shakes more violently. The doors open, revealing 2 glowing white eyes. The ticking stops. The hands stop. Time stops. Next up is Weak. From beyond the grave, a skeleton emerges from the earth. The magic that brought him back seals the ground so as to not arouse suspicion. He prepares himself for a night of prowling and terrorizing the living. But what is this? Oh, he forgot his walking stick. He turns around to face the grave, squats, and tries to lift it up. His home is sealed from him. He tries to lift the darn thing again, but his back cracks and he falls limp. Next is Angular. Lord Death had built Deathmeister Academy with his own 2 hands. He protects Death City from the world with his powerful soul. But what do the new students receive when they come into contact with the Grim Reaper himself? A big wave hello. Next up is Swollen. I'm terribly sorry, but I lost the footage for Swollen. This was basically me after I realized the fact. The young boy cried out in sorrow. This Halloween was especially hard for him. He was getting scared left and right and had lost his parents for the umpteenth time. He rubbed his eye trying to wipe away the tears. This pattern caused his eye to swell. Passers-by would not give him a second glance, for the child was more ghoulish than anything they had seen before. Next is Bottle. No one knew what the liquid was housed in the bottle on the highest shelf. Some say the Black Plague in liquid form lies within. Others say it's all the malicious intent in town. One night, after a card game had gone violent, a man was thrown into the wall where the shelf and its bottle rested. The impact caused the bottle to fall and crash to the floor. A small ghost flew out screaming louder than anyone had ever heard. The spill on the floor left a mark of death. Now we have Scorched. The little dragon was more than a handful. John Doe was having a hard time raising the little thing to be an upstanding and dutiful pet. Every chance it got, it would scorch John with its fire breath. John now stands still, burnt to a crisp, for if he should move, he would surely turn to ash. Finally, we have Breakable. The confident little egg had just stepped out of the hospital. It was feeling good after getting all patched up after its near-death experience. It walked down the road knowing that it would live a long and healthy life as long as it remained careful. It lifted its head high, showing the world how strong it really was, not noticing the banana peel lying in front of it. And that ends today's video and another part of Inktober completed. If you like what you've seen here, hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon to stay up to date on all Nerdy Scribbler content. Also, if you really want to help me grow as an artist, you can follow me on Patreon. My question for the day is, what do you think is hidden behind the guarded door? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, my scribblings.